What if you could get 0% interest for 6 to 18 months and up to 150, if not 250,000 in business credit cards in 90 days or less? From 50 to 100, from 50 to 150,000 in free money you can put towards your business for any investments you choose, using this as good debt as opposed to bad debt, and much more. Hi, this is Michael with Viral Funding Solutions. I'm a business loan broker expert who's been able to help a lot of businesses get this right type of financing with 0% interest from the right source. You've probably heard of things like this before, but not all are created equal. And so I have what I believe to be the best team myself with my internal team that can help maximize getting you 0% interest business credit cards for 6 to 18 months. Basically free money you can use towards your business. And at the same time, build your business credit profile. Use vendor credit lines as well, or use vendor suppliers as well to be able to build your business credit. There are multiple ways of doing it, and for it to report to the business credit bureaus the right ones depending on those cards you use. So I'll be getting into that in a moment, and I'll also be sharing with you guys how to get up to 5 million, 10 million plus and above with and without collateral, good, bad credit, hard pulls, no hard pulls, soft pulls for a lot of these, lower documentation, medium, higher documentation. But with this one, I'm going to show you a 4-step system. I'm going to be going into the things that the banks do not want to share with you. They'll share with you other ways, but they won't share with you how to do this. And this has to be very strategic, that if you went ahead and did it yourself and you did not have an optimized credit profile, business credit profile, you guys can do this all day long. But without the right credit profile, without the right credit score, the strong history, the payment history, all of this, might as well not even do it. And if you don't have those things, may work, but it won't work in your favor and it won't work in your interest. And you're going to be asking yourself, why didn't I do this instead of that? You do not want to be that person. So if you're in here now, I don't say this enough. I rarely do, but if you would like to, please share it with others who you think can get an education on getting 0% interest business credit cards. And we're also going to feed in at the end of this into some of the alternatives. I don't overpromise, underdeliver. I won't overwhelm you. I actually speak slowly. I'm doing this because I know it's of great value to you guys. I prefer to be the person behind the scenes writing and doing things. I'm not much of a talker, but I've learned, you could say, the skills to do it, but I won't pressure anybody. I never do. I don't hype people. I don't overpromise and underdeliver. I'm not like that. I come from an educational background. I went to school for sociology, chemical engineering is then what I got into, and then especially business administration thereafter. But let's get away from that now. And let's go into some of the things that I put on a document here on my screen. I have my laptop out in front of me, and I'm going to go through this 4-step process in a second. But what you guys just heard, essentially, you don't have to supply documentation. No bank statements, no year-to-date financials, profit and loss, balance sheets, none of those. All you need to do is show up with the right credit. And I'm going to be getting into that here in just a second. But up to 150, up to 250, if not with corporate credit. And I'll leave this information down below in the description that you can look at to get started. And I'll also leave it in the bio for you guys too. But let me go into this right now. This is as close to a no-doc program as you can get with business funding. And there might be some documentation only if you have an existing business. For the majority, some cards may ask that. We just got to go to the right ones. And if you have a business, it's going to be in your best interest anyways. It's like, oh, okay, you're going to supply this. They know you have a business. They know you have established business credit, or you're going to, and you're trying to do, okay, they're going to work with you, and they're going to look at your personal credit to justify giving you as much as you can get. You can even get 5 times the amount on what you have on your personal credit, if not equal to. We just have to make sure everything aligns. So here, just depends on the type of service we're going through, but no collateral is required. Income and assets, none of that is required. I'll be going into this document more onto what it would cost. So hang in with me. Here's just some fast facts on this. You get a 24-hour pre-approval, 0% interest for 6 to 18 months. Business credit card can also be used to help you qualify, or I should say business credit if you already have that established to some degree. It's flexible. You can use the funds to do what you need to for your business. It's very flexible. These things work for me. It's worked for many others. Even startup businesses can qualify. If you're a startup, non-startup, great. This is really a true no-doc program, and this is one where I recommend most startups get into, but it's also credit based. So please stick in there with me as I go over that. True no doc financing, application to funding, it's 3 weeks or less. It can sometimes be 2 to 3. Sometimes I've seen 3 to 5 weeks. It just depends on what we're going to do. Everybody's different. No upfront application fee. I'll get into that in a little bit more, what the total costs are. Credit approvals up to $150,000 per individual. Could be more with corporate credit. No collateral requirements, as I said. Ability to use credit partners to qualify if you need. So let me justify that part. Huge right here. Listen up carefully. Please give me your undivided attention. God gave me big ears for a reason, and I'm more of a listener than a talker. Gave me big eyes, a big nose for a reason. I can sniff things out when it's too good to be true. I can just tell without somebody saying a word a lot of times whether they are somebody who will be trustworthy, whether they be loyal. That's another case to be made. But I'm a very observant person, meticulous. And so with this being said, what does this have to do with this now? So when you need a credit partner, what does that mean? Or a guarantor. Credit partner and or in other words, it's a guarantor. Somebody who can apply on your behalf, so they are also a business partner. So normally they want to have at least 10% of the business, at least 10% to qualify. Not this whole co-signer, spouse and that, or a friend or family. It's a credit partner, get a guarantor. That's somebody who has part ownership in the business. If your credit is not where it needs to be, they can apply and they will be building their credit, etc. But you're going to be able to use those funds also and use them as you choose. So it'll be of better benefit until you get your credit score up. No cash flow requirements can help build or improve your business credit score. That's the obvious. Many don't report to personal credit. Some will as you're getting established. Let me go into some more of the details on how you qualify, and then I'll go into how it works. You do need to have, I know some of you in here are like, give me the credit. Stick around. Even if you don't have this, I showed you guys or I just told you guys a certain way of doing it. 700 plus credit on all 3 consumer credit bureaus. Not Experian and not the other 2 or one of the 2 of the 3. All 3. It used to be 680, 700 and above. And I'll show you guys an alternative. Stick with me. There's other credit-based services I'll be getting into in a moment. But 700 plus above to do credit card stacking. And I'm going to get into this 4-step process in just a second on how we can do it. And there's other ways that we can do it as well. So 700 plus on all 3 consumer credit bureaus, consumer credit. Credit card with 3 years old and a 5,000 plus limit. Sometimes we say 2,500, but a lot of the times 5,000 limit must be a primary card. You have to have a minimum of 2 open revolving accounts within a year and a half of good payment history. Those are most important. We have to know what you've been doing. We can't just say they haven't shown us that they can even take these cards and use them appropriately, or we think that they will. Can they even service the debt? Under 40% utilization on all, not one account, all revolving accounts. Make sure it's under 40%. I'll go to the comments in a moment. No more than 4 unsecured accounts open in the past 12 months. Now, I'll get into another credit-based lender or a provider in solution where they would say no more than 3 inquiries per credit bureau in the last 6 months. And then in some cases with some of these, like no more than 4 inquiries per credit bureau in the last 12 months. No more than 4 to 6 inquiries per bureau in the last 6 months for this one, preferably less. For some of the other ones like unsecured personal loans, personal lines of credit, or personal credit cards, it depends, but they would say no more than 4 inquiries per bureau in the last 12 months. Some cases, not all the time, not all the time though. But no more than 4 to 6 inquiries per bureau in the last 6 months, preferably less. No bankruptcies within the past 7 years. That's probably hard for a lot of business owners. I speak to business owners daily who I go, and they tell me their plan. They go, well, I'm going to bankrupt. Here's my plan. I'm going to bankrupt so that I can do this. And I tell them, be very careful because there are certain things you're going to want on your business side and you won't be able to get them. I told them, like, tell people this all the time. Don't put that in the strategy. No open or unpaid collections, liens, or judgments. This program does require a personal guarantee from you or your credit partner with the 10%. If you use one, no authorized user accounts for qualification. So we're not going into, well, they're an authorized user on my credit card and now they have these trade lines that are reporting. And no, that's not what we're doing. That's not how this works. So before I go into this, let's see. I covered that part. Just want to make sure that that's all done. How much does it cost? This is a one-time success fee of 9.9%. That's due after you received access to your credit lines. If you don't get approved, you don't pay it. You don't pay at all. Best of all, you can use your new 0% credit lines to pay that success fee. So 9.9, that's nothing. Other personal types of solutions, because they can maximize, I can work with the experts on that. The other experts aside from me, because we all come together on it, those are going to be probably 15%, maybe at least 12%. But that's not bad, because we're maximizing the amount you can get. Multiple financing options, but that's that part. Now let me move over to this. So I'm going to go over this 4-step system, and I'm even going to get into some of the cards that we can get you. And there's multiple. Just keep that in mind, where we can get you up to 100, up to 150,000 in 90 days or less in most cases. And this is what the banks don't always want to tell you. So I have this document here that I want to go through and make sure that you guys know. But at the foundation, before we even go get business credit cards, even if it's personal credit cards, any kind of funding, even if it's going to not be on your business side specifically, you have to have a proper business structure in place. And so what I go through here that's listed is you want to get your business email address. Done that correctly, period. Making sure that it's professional, your first name at, or however you facilitate that. I know there's different variancies on that depending on corporations, or that it just depends. But make sure it's a professional email address. Get your business address for sure listed. Making sure if it's a virtual, is it an online? How is that listed? No, like the whole PO box, UPS box, or whatever it is, that doesn't usually work. Make sure it's a professional business address. Get your business phone number, and I have some recommendations that I'll try to leave some of this to you guys down below. I'll also have a business credit building video series where you guys can learn more about how to use vendor credit. Like I said in the beginning of this, there's a proven step-by-step process that I've used, and or maybe you've already done it, but you have to do things structurally. You just don't want to go blindly applying, and it doesn't work. For certain cards, you can do it, but other ones, you want to go in person, and I'm going to get into that in a moment. Get listed online. The directories, put yourself in a specific place, and I list some of that here, but let me move past this because of time. Get your business in the public records, and get your LLC. Yes, it's important that you have an EIN number. You might be a sole prop, and it could work, but an LLC is what you want, because that's going to maximize everything you can get. The approvals, they're going to be higher. Amounts, not only amounts, but only terms and rates and all this stuff. It's going to help. It's going to benefit. It's going to be a longer term relationship with your banking institution or wherever we go to, online bank, offline bank. So make sure you have those key pieces of ingredients. I can't tell you guys enough. I walk into my bank at Chase. They know me. They know me well. And so it's like you guys have to have an established relationship in a certain way with bank relationship managers, or if it's not in that format, how you should do it. We're going to go into that in a little bit. Get your EIN number, but before that, get your LLC, Secretary of State websites, articles of incorporation, get your operating agreement. There are ways I can show you how to do this, especially for per state, if you guys need help with this. I'm also going to leave you guys my email. Sorry about that. Just in case you guys want to email me, and I'll give you guys more information on where to get more information. But it is michael@viralfundingsolutions.com, MICHAEL @viral, something goes viral, funding solutions with an S at the end.com. And you can keep your business name general. I know there are NICS codes for this, so that's something that I can help you with, making sure you select the right domain name, the right business name, the right doing business as name, making sure it's incorporated correctly if it is, with LLC at the end or however you have it established, and what they would require specifically for certain states and legal issues and all this kind of stuff. So keep it general, Last Name Solutions LLC or Last Name Enterprises LLC or Viral Funding Solutions, and then you have your LLC part after that. You have whatever business, Digital Agency LLC, you have Manufacturing SEO LLC, you have Derived Funding Solutions LLC, the list goes on. Get your EIN number free from the irs.gov site. Establish your LLC as a foreign entity. And so this is to get funding in all of the 50 or so states. So what most people miss out on, the foreign entity that's explained. Keep in mind some institutions, and I'm seeing here, are geographically dependent, and they require you to live or do business in a certain area while asking for zip code to screen you. And then one way you can get around this is to get a foreign entity. And to take your LLC that's already established and registered in another state is another way, so you can do that to get funding. Probably didn't know that already. And then you want to get a virtual address to go with it, and then apply for business credit cards, loans, and lines of credit, or all three, or just one or the other from a single bank. You don't have to go through all of them. And let me move through this document just to make sure. And there's ways of maximizing your guys' credit, just so you know. There are situations where you should go into a bank, specifically with like Chase banks. There's more of them, but those are ones you want to walk in. And you may want to walk in with a plan. If you have something written, you don't always have to have documentation, but you have an in with the relationship manager. And when you do, they'll see that. And then over time, it'll help you increase your amount. So a lot of room there. So with step 2, we're going to look at optimizing your credit report. That's what we need to look at. And I'm going to go into right now, before I go into the comments, on things that have been put here on what the banks are actually looking for when we're credit report optimizing. So you really want to have no more than 2 late payments in the last 7 years and 0 in the last 24 months. I'm not going to go through all of these. I'm going to give you guys a quick example so I can move on and go to the comments. They will look at FICO 8 scores above a 700. Ideally, in this market, I would say 725, 750 is best. 720 can work. That's where I would see a minimum at most. And then less than 3 hard inquiries on each individual bureau in the last 6 months. There's a few more things. No derogatory marks, collections, charge-offs, bankruptcies, public judgments, etc. There's a lot more that goes with that. Let me go into what are some of the banks that I recommend for easy funding, and then we'll go into the next step. Not limited to, but from experience myself and also helping others. At the top, not because I'm banking with them, like I have other banks too, but with Chase Business Inc. card. That's the one that I recommend. And this would pull on Experian and TransUnion. You also have other ones like Envision Bank, where you can look at that through TransUnion. You have at USAA, Navy Federal, of course, but those don't always report to the business credit bureaus, usually don't. So those work in some degree if you're trying to mask and not having to show a piece of equipment or something on your business credit, and then you're trying to get more equipment. So it just depends on how you use these. First Tech, Key Bank, 0% interest credit cards, and there are more of them, but I'm just listing a few of them. Step 3, how do we look at getting it between 50 to 250? So 50 to 100, 0 to 50, 0 to 25, 50 to 100, 50 to 250. You do want to have stronger credit. You do want to have a 700 and above FICO credit or higher. Last 2 credit cards that have been open for a year. You want to have at least 2 of those that have been open for at least a year. Don't shut down those accounts, even how bad they look. That can worsen everything. No matter how old they are, you want to be careful. Older, it could be more justified, but it's hard. So be careful on that. Of course, no collections, no charge-offs, no bankruptcies, no late payments. At least 4 years of age of history, 2 to 3 years inquiries or less in each bureau. Again, it can be at most 3 in some cases for 6 months, but try to keep that as low as possible for if you want to maximize the amount you can get. If your business has been open for 2 or so years, certain banks that we can go to are those like a Huntington Bank, a Fundbox, a Wells Fargo, a US Bank, and some of them will do up to 50, up to 100K or so, up to even more with no PG. A lot of them can be PG though, and you have to start off with PG. You got to get your in the door first and build that experience. And there's some internal scores that certain ones look at, like a Navy Federal. So it's just different for each and every one of them. The last step, your business credit card stacking method and the personal guarantee method or so forth. And so once your credit profile is fully qualified, then this is a step-by-step process. I'm not going to be getting into all of it. But let's say, for example, you get to go to a Chase and you get a card around 10 to 20K plus. Then after that, you'll want to go to somewhere like a USA Bank. You want to go to a US Bank, excuse me. You'll want to go to then a Wells Fargo. You'll then want to go to a Bank of America. There's a certain amount of banks that we recommend depending on what you can get approved for thereafter. And then you can go to the top 10 banks that we recommend. And then yes, your credit, it will be pulled, hard inquiries, but since they are not attached to any open accounts, we can then remove these inquiries and then repeat the process over and over. So that's how it works. And then I have more details here, but I'm not going to go through all of that. That's a bit more in depth. And then just some sequences for personal and business credit examples on Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion on what could happen in that case. And just a few more things. Okay. So I pretty much covered it. Those 4 or so secrets But it just depends. I mean, it's not going to be linear. It's not going to be the same for every person. And from what I've learned, it isn't. And here's another one that I want to bring up very quickly, and I'll go into the comments. Another one on this, but this is going to involve other type of funding. And my document here for this one too. So we can do unsecured business funding in terms of personal term loans / installment loans, otherwise known as. And then you have personal lines of credit, personal and or business credit cards. So some examples here that I have listed. Let's say if you can say yes to all these three. If your corporation is your corporation LLC or EIN more than 2 years old, excuse me. If those are more than 2 years old, you're in the green. And we kind of got to see that with one of the secrets earlier, that more time in business, the better. Number 2, are you listed on the original incorporation or EIN filing? Of course, we need to know that. We need to know who's the business owner. We need to know if there's a business. Is it with the articles of incorporation, state of incorporation, all of this in EIN, so we can report to the business credit bureaus, etc. At the very least. Have you lived at your current home address for over 2 years? Very important to know that. So then you can pre-qualify for this. Personal plus business funding. So term loans, installment loans, personal lines of credit on top of business funding, business credit cards. So if you said yes to all those three and it looks clean, it looks good, then we probably get you between 140 to 180,000. So right off the bat. But we also have to look at what you're doing on your personal side. It has to be justified. Business credit only, we may be able to do 70 to 90,000. But if you cannot say yes to one or more of the above three questions that I just asked, then you pre-qualify for this. Business plus personal can be 80 to 120, but business credit, it drops it down only to 50 to 70,000 in many cases. Okay, so that's what I wanted to cover in this video. There's more to this that I can explain to you. And if you guys do need proper help, some of this stuff does change. So you have to make sure you go through the right sources. Not everybody's created equal. Not every lender, not every underwriter. I vetted what is best, excuse me. I did about an hour and 60-minute video on live today. Spent. And so sometimes the word right now, I'm exhausted. I don't know if you guys can tell. But the thing is, you guys have to do this strategically. Not just go into it blindly and just think, well, I have a year's time in business. I have 3 accounts open, 4 trade lines, and I only have 2 years of age history in this account and none of it in this one. You're applying for a Chase Ink card because you heard somebody else tell you, but you applied for it online when you should have gone in person to build that relationship up. And then after that, you should have gone to this bank. Like, you guys got to learn how to do that the right way. When I learned that, boom. In different LLCs, not just one. Some may not have it, others do. The more older ones, etc. But the thing is, you guys have to make sure you have that appropriated correctly. And there's a strategic approach. So if that didn't work, you guys have personal loans, personal term loans, lines of credit, 680 and above FICO Experian can get you in. Some of them will require 680 and above on all 3, 700 and above on all 3. Not everyone's created equal. And I'll show you what works best depending on those scores. So it's appropriate that you guys go through a consultant, a business loan broker to help you with that. And there are a lot more options. There's business funding, revenue-based funding. We just spoke a lot about credit-based. So this is credit-based. There's revenue-based. There's collateral-based. Just depends on the service we go to. Comments. 1 second. Hey Mike, are you being serious? He says, what do I tell my barber to get that cut? If you guys didn't know, I don't really go to like, I have friends who are like expert barbers and stuff. I don't even go to them because it was cool for some time. I might even drop in from time to time and I go, oh, really? Or hey, you're setting up an appointment? Not because of the money thing. I get the environment, but the thing is I like going to somewhere I can just get in and out. Like not in and out food. I like in and out though. But I like to go to like the Chinese ladies or the Chinese people. I love it. Go in there. And, I know it might not always be the best. They do their best. Other times it is. But literally, I'll just drop in and they know me already. We have a good conversation. They get to know me a little bit, get to know them a little bit. And it's pretty cool. It's not like I got to be walking into a specific barber every single. I got my bar. I know who I can go to. They're always asking me, hey, Michael, when are you going to come in? I can support you guys, but I don't have to always support you guys by being in there and doing things. So I'm not traditionally, like, there's a time and a place for it. You know what I tell my barber? Or I tell the lady or the gentleman who's cutting it, whoever? I'll just say, hey, can I get a 4 on top? And let me do a 2 on the sides. Can I do a 4 of metal? Let's do a 4 of plastic. And they say, when they hear a 4 of metal, they think, are you sure? Because I don't know if you've seen me, but I get curly hair. When I get my hair grown, it's somewhat wavy but more curly. And I can't even, if you guys see my content, you guys might even see me like that. Can I get a 4 on top and then a 2 on the sides? And then my sideburns are bigger now, but I usually get them up here somewhere in the middle. Other times it's just like not all the way like bald, but 4 of metal will go all the way down. It's just I don't want to be going in every single like 4 weeks or so. And then my hair here grows. I got to worry about. I had to shave this. I think it was yesterday. I shaved all that. Just left this part. I would visit my family and they said, Michael, when can you shave? Yes, mother. Yes, father. Little brother could care less. Looking through the comments. I gotta scroll through all these people who have joined. Let me move up here. Alpha Man, appreciate you. Yes, keep working on your credit. If there's anything you need to get disputed, anything derogatory, anything false, anything that needs to be just withdrawn and removed from repos, bankruptcies, there's a lot of things. But yes, if you'd like to come back, I'll most definitely guide you in the right direction. And then this changes in the market. Like some of these things that I showed you or I went into with some of the cards with my internal team, we probably would have to look at it differently now because of that market. Credit scores change, credit issuers change, even credit like business lines of credit. Those fintech, private lenders, or even bank loan lenders, they won't want to lend too much on that. It's hard. Got it. 0 down and no payment for 2 years. I mean, we could work on that with business credit cards. But if you're thinking about a business loan, oh man, I can't tell you guys how many times people have demands. Yeah, let me get this funding, but let's put the payment off for about a month and then we can restart. Okay. Doesn't normally work that way. So now I gotta explain it to them. Or if I didn't explain it already. But yes, we can work on it. It just depends on 2 years is stretching it. I hear you. Let me read this out loud. I'll never understand how people have bad credit unless maybe they got silly student loans. I've been there. I mean, I didn't necessarily have like bad credit. My credit has always been like at least fair, but it was good for a long time, great, and then I got it to, excellent. But yeah, it's just too many people, they over leverage themselves. It all comes back to the same basic understanding of like you weren't taught credit in school. I went to high school, I went to university. Were they teaching me about credit? All the finances and that? Not always would they teach you in that specific circumstance, like what to do. They can't tell you that. They maybe don't know it themselves. You have to learn those things. Sometimes people have to go through it themselves to learn it, but they don't always. They have to watch someone too, so they don't make those mistakes. But yes, I've had student loans. I had them for some time, so I know what it is like. I know what it is to have other debt. But understanding really how to minimize all those errors, I mean, that's a tricky point for a lot of people. And so at the same time, I mean, you have families, you're trying to help your kids do this, and then I get it. It's a lot. You give them a card, they're a joint user underneath your account. They go off to college using the swipe on the card every single second. They have high balances reporting. Your credit drops. It's not only high balances, but it's like a car now. You can't make payments. It's because we're in uncertain times too. It's because people can't always predict what will happen day to day, week to week, month to month. And that's not something to blame them for. But is it a question of, can they be better prepared? I'm sure they can. Did they take the time to do it, or did they do it accurately? That's another question to be answered. Carlos, I don't know what you mean by that. So does anybody have any questions? Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. Oh, here's another one. Can you get business funding for a nonprofit LLC? There are ways. Yeah, we can work on that. Not all lenders are the same, though. Just depends on where we go. I see all these. It's kind of weird. Like, I see a lot of people who are joining right now, but it doesn't show on who's actually in the room. I think that's just how it is, I guess. Does anybody have any questions? I'll let it go for about another minute. Unless somebody says something, then I'll reset the clock. Oh, one thing I want to say, guys. It pains me to even think this or even say it. I'm not one. I don't like talking like this. I don't even like thinking about it or even bringing it up. But it's for you guys to learn. There are too many tire kickers in this industry. Too many people who are pretenders, action takers. I'm sure you're taking things serious, but you're probably just caught in motion. And instead of taking any kind of action on things, you're just speaking. You're just talking about things. And we're at a point now where we're here. We clarified if you needed, but you got to meet me here now. Why are we going here? Why are we going there? So the number one thing that I find unpredictable, and I don't mean to be negative, guys. I am tired too, and I'm a very patient person. But man, what's unpredictable are people. Like, I have a lead generation business. I have a digital marketing agency business. I have affiliate marketing businesses where I sell products, or they're digital products, physical products. But man, is this a different animal, because you're dealing with business and finances, and I've been in it long enough. But the thing is that I see most different, my skill sets apply better over here with the lead generation, digital marketing, affiliate marketing stuff, because it's my personality. It's the skill sets. It's my systematic, mathematical mind, because that's how I work best as an introvert. But over here, it's like the most unpredictable thing. Over here, it's like, got them on a retainer. This is what I'm getting for this gig, or this is what I'm getting paid for on this. I have 3 more people, or I'm getting paid $10,000 for all total of 3 per month, or I'm getting $20,000 per month, and I'm fulfilling on getting them leads, or I'm building out a campaign, or I'm building out their social media, or I'm building out their website, and I'm doing all these other things myself and or with my team. I have more of a do-it-yourself approach now. But over here, it's like get out of my way. I can do it. I'll take care of it. They check in from time to time. That can be obtrusive sometimes, and I'll let them know what to do, what not to do. I'm taking care of them. I know how to do that stuff. Over here, it's like, even if you're just checking in, okay, I'll tell you when, in this. But over here is like, getting my way, getting your way. And the person ends up getting in their own way. So that's what's most unpredictable. It's like, yes, you're not giving up money to go through an application a majority of the time. Should you? No. At all, I shouldn't think you should have put in an application and pay for it. Be careful who you go to who does that. Be sure it's justified. There are people who are just trying to make money like that because they know they can't get a deal done. But there are many things. And over here, it's like so unpredictable, because over here, now that I have the client, that I had to reshape those beliefs. They understand my skill set. They understand who I am. I'm able to fulfill on it. And now they've devoted, if they paid me up front already to do the job, or they paid me for completion of what I completed, and this is what our contract, and this is what I put together. Okay. But over here, it's like, at any point, somebody becomes so unpredictable. Before we get into an application, it's already like that. Through the application, they change their mind. They didn't state the right revenue. Oh my goodness. And so, being an expert in this space, I see the transparencies between different businesses. And I run my own businesses, just so you know this. I don't want you guys thinking again that, oh, he's the information and marketing guy. He's just the guy not doing. No, I'm reviewing documents. I'm doing all that. Hi, Nicole. How are you doing? Will do. 1 second. See how fast I did that, guys? That's a lesson to be learned. I'll get to it. Yeah, let me more information. Are you that character? I don't want to deal with that person. Yet I do with certain people. Now, I don't accept everybody I want to work with. I'm at a point now where I can say, I know my stuff very, very well. But if I know that character, oh my, no. I already know how it'll be like in the application. I have a guy right now who's emailing me now after 4 months. When I asked him something very politely and he never responded back 4 months ago, then I followed up a couple times, not obtrusive, just week after week or every 2 weeks. Where'd he go? That's being irresponsible. That's being unaccountable. And I put the email in the comments. Hopefully you guys can see. Sometimes TikTok doesn't show, they're weird. So what I recommend when you ask for a consultation, this is for everybody in here watching. Listen carefully. Don't get upset when I say this. Again, think back to who I am. Think back to somebody that can deliver, somebody who can help you the best. I'm very strategic. Very don't mess with my energy and time kind of person. So when I say consultation, and I put this on my website, so let me put it right here. Specifically one of my businesses, but let me put it right here so I can read it word for word on my site, Enviro Funding Solutions. So here, if I click on the appointment, times are based on Pacific Standard Time, PST time zone, and are an initial, listen, Facebook Messenger consult. So we're going to get on a Zoom there, we're going to get on a call, we're going to get on a video chat. Not exactly. So what I want is something where we can message back right away. Well, I have to message? I'm not the best at doing that. Listen, the reason why I do it this way is for your own and my own good. I know this industry like the back of my mind. I know it so well that I know I cannot put myself out there in that way. I have to protect my energy and time. I have to protect getting access to me. So that's why I'm not getting every call. And that's why I recommend filling out the questionnaire. That's the initial point of contact. Is the questionnaire I'm going to leave for you guys. Fill that out very diligently. Michael, I got 13 years. Lowest month is 50,000. I know some of you guys in here are like, I'll do it, and then don't even do it. Don't be that person. I see you. And so over here, you're like 13 years. I have 50,000 on my lowest month. I have this on average. Boom, boom. And then when I see that, it lands in my email where then I'll evaluate, analyze, and give you guys a proper response back. A very highly personalized and customized email on your best funding option and options, thoroughly broken down. It'll be a very, very long email, but I'll tell you at the top, this is all you need to look at. Don't be overwhelmed. I'm going to guide you on what's best. People love it. When they find out, oh, it's a lot. Why would you? And they go, whether they hear from you or not, they go, I see why you did it the way you did it. You're very smart at that. Because I'm very strategic. I'm very strategic at what I do, guys. And I know how you guys think. I know your guys' psychology. I know when it comes to this, I know your guys' psychology. Not just the demographics, but your guys' beliefs, your guys' aspirations. Well, that I get to uncover, of course. The values I get to uncover as well. I get to really know who that person is. To an extent, okay. But I really get to see how you think. I do. I'm not a psychology bachelor's degree major, but I took classes in that. But I know it very, very well when it comes to this. I know your guys' human behavior. I know the excuses you guys make in your own head, or you tell it to me. I know why you backed away from something, or there's something more that I need to uncover. I know why you said what you said, or why you thought of it the way you thought of it. I'm already like 2 to 3 steps ahead of most people. Not more. I'm chapters ahead. And so whether it is justified or not, most of the time it isn't justified. You guys wouldn't believe some of these files that come through where I go, I should have never even taken this client because of the way they are behaving now. It's just obtruse. They don't get it through their head the way that I told them. I said it in stories. I said it in different ways. They're just got this whole hubla glaba, my ego's in the way type of personality. So what I recommend is filling out the questionnaire. Then you'll probably get a thank you page video from me that I have still on there. And there might be resources underneath that video you can get access to. I may send out, or you might be able to find it where there's an initial consult, where it's Facebook. I don't have Facebook. Okay, well, doesn't always mean that I'm going to give you a call right away. It has to make sense. Personally, I love that, getting to know people. That's what I value the most. Business is great. I'm going to help you even better. But I want to know I'm being energy and time efficient. Nobody does it the way I do it. This is already untraditional financing, and I found ways of structuring my ways. You can get upset with it. I might not be what you were looking for, but I'll be one of the best you're looking at, for sure. I know that. People always turn around and they come back when they realize why I did it the way that I did it. And they even thank me. They're like, I'm introverted too, or I'm extroverted, but I didn't want that phone call. I'm happy that you did it like the way you did it through that email. Because I saw the options. I saw that the application, the documentation, what it would require for this. Boom, I already got into the application, Michael. Done, completed. People already have their offers, gone, on their way. But I'm still there to help them. I'm there checking in just to see how things are going. Don't think that I'm just like, unless you want me to disappear. You don't like me? I'm not like that. It'll be hard. EIN, yes. But a lot of applications will ask for a social security number, regardless of if it's reporting to business credit or not. Yeah, it's frustrating because you find out that you don't have the qualifications for it. Is that right? Or because you don't have enough information on it, they tell you to buy a course, have a console, and then we'll upsell them into a course. We'll give them something for $5, a 30-day trial, and then we're gonna get them into our business credit card stacking program for $50,000. I know all this. I'm a business owner, guys. I know what value stacking. I know what value ladders. I know all those conversion rate optimization techniques. I can run Google ads. I can run Facebook ads myself. I don't have to hire an agency to do all that. I can do SEO. I'm an SEO. I do blogging. Video content, I have that. Social media, I got that down. Market changes, I'll take care of it. Digital agency stuff, I'll take care of it. Affiliate marketing, I got it. I could, yeah, sure, I can outsource that to someone else. I don't think they're going to do a lot better, though. So, Nicole, I won't get on a call initially. The thing is, I want to do it a different way. I'm not going to do the whole call. I'm already exhausted today anyways, so probably won't even be today. I'm going to take a break, relax. Even people who have like, some people was like, when after a call was over, I was like, why did I even take that call? It was a great discovery call, but it was like, no, some people just don't get it. Like, I gotta go. I really do have to go and do things. But I recommend that questionnaire, and then I'll do things via email and or chat, because I'm not going to just be phone calls. I have people right now to this day who still try to text me and do all this, and I go, you guys have exhausted everything. I've already shown you guys. And there's a reason for everything. And yes, if you're a startup with no revenue, you can still get funding. And again, you guys fill out that questionnaire, I'll show you. Literally, I got a lot of people who have startup loans now and who already took the funding. I have people who even say they don't want the money because of economy reasons. Like that. That's because, do you have a need for the funding? Do you know how you're going to use that funding to produce revenue? Maybe they didn't have a right business plan. Depends, different scenarios for everything. Could have been a market thing. The bio, TikTok doesn't sometimes display my link, so you guys can type in viralfundingsolutions.com or go through my email, michael@viralfundingsolutions.com, and send me an email, and I'll have more information sent over to you. I'll send you the questionnaire. It could be business funding and real estate, and more, perhaps. You are most welcome. I don't know what offers you took screenshots of. But my email, it's my first name at viralfundingsolutions.com. That would be tricky. That's usually a no, Nicole. There are some, but I can't say you will get approved for them. I have to see the actual details of the account. We have to do soft approvals, and we have to look at a few things. But I can't just start naming them. I'm not going to start naming all of them right now. I already answered that question. You are welcome. Divvy? Oh, yeah. I mean, that's one. But yeah, we still have to see what you have. We can't just say yes or no to that. Again, it's per case basis. So like a American Express is a different situation for everybody. But I'm not going to get into all of that, but it just depends on, if you get another increase, there might not need to be another soft pull or a hard pull on that because you're already initiated in. So it just depends on what card issue we're going through. You are most welcome. Yeah, and honesty is everything, guys. Transparency, loyalty means the most to me. I could care less about, this might hurt you guys for those of you who are like, well, I generate 40,000, 50,000, 100,000 a month. You know what matters more to me is the person. I don't care. You're generating 100,000. Cool. And I love that. You're generating good revenue. Nice. I do. But you could be a business generating $1 million for all $2 million a month. Yeah, but you left yourself behind. Where are you? Like, okay, you got a business reputation to uphold. Yeah, but you also have a character to uphold too, right? Exactly, Nicole. I'm going to stretch upon this for another couple of minutes maybe if anybody has any questions, or else I'll get going. But character is everything. I just got like a goosebump. I've worked hard on myself, guys. You guys don't see how hard, but for many years, I had to work on my personal development. I've read a lot of books. Go read The Power of Awareness, please. Small book. About 105 pages. Go read Atomic Habits. Go to a mastermind. Go to an event if you need to. Not always need to go to those, but read, watch motivational content, get in masterminds, develop yourself, because it does make a difference in your business. It makes a difference in when you're working with me, because I don't want to be that person who has to tell you I don't want to work with you because it's a character thing. Your character has a lot to do with how we do things, how we move through things. Will it be slow? Will it be like, there's Jerry again, there's that guy, there's that girl? Or is it, I didn't have to say anything about Jerry. I'm like, there he is. Email back, boom, 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 done. I see. But some of you are like, you know what I mean? And I'm not a fast guy. I'm a slower person. Like when I speak and do things, I eat slowly. But yes, character, guys, it's everything. All of everything. I know some business owners, because I've been working with them long enough. Oh man, I've helped them, but what we had to do to get them to the finish line. Yeah, you could say it's exhausting. Does anybody else have any questions? And if you're disagreeing with me, feel free. I respect everybody's opinion. Doesn't mean I have to agree with it. Doesn't mean it's right all the time. No. Are parts of it? It could be. It's all of it? No. I'm just telling you guys the truth, and I'm not saying this to be negative. It's not my personality to be bringing up things like these. Like I said in the beginning, I don't like to talk about them, but they need to be expressed because a lot of you are getting away with things too easily. A lot of you guys look for shortcuts. A lot of you guys try to take advantage of people, although people don't take advantage of me usually. It's just a lot of you guys are really tripping over you guys are tripping yourself before you're tripping on somebody else. And that's what you need to look at. And it takes a lot of work to look at yourself in the mirror. That's why people don't do it. That's why they never change, because it takes work to look at yourself. Even if it's not a mirror, it takes work to self-reflect. It takes the work to put in the routine, the habits. I've built all that. And it didn't take a week. It didn't take 2 months. Heck, it didn't even take 6 months. Every day, guess what I do now? I wake up every morning and I will drink a little bit of water that's behind me. I fold my sheets or whatever order that's in. I'll fold my blankets. I like to be the one who does all. I really do. I've have a habit now of being the one who does all that. Unless my significant other's still in bed, but I'll still remove the blanket from the... No, I'm kidding. She wouldn't like that. But the thing is, I want to be the one who folds things, drinks a little bit of water, do my thing in the bathroom, one or two, whatever it is. But anyways, brush my teeth and make sure it's all good to go. I go back into my room, and that's where I then start to. I do breathing techniques. I stand there, close my eyes, and guess what I do? I say, Buenos dias, or good morning. And I say good morning up above, and I say the names and stuff. And people who have passed, my grandma, my grandpa, my dog brother, who I lost not too long ago after 15 years, kidney disease, and I talk to him every single day. It's hard to even talk about that right now. But I'm there just standing there, literally with my eyes closed. I could go care less if the blinds are open and somebody sees me, I care less. But I'm in my zone. I'm there. I'm clearing my mind. I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. Saying hi, good morning to the people who are physically and people who are with us. And I say 3 things that I'm grateful for. Today I'm grateful and thankful for. Or today I'm grateful for. And then after that, I will say things like when I'm in the same conversation, I go, how are you doing? How's your day going? How's your morning? How's your life? How are you living? Why do you think that is? Why do you think you're having troubles with that? And then after that, I start going into counting backwards from 10 to 1, from 100 to 1. And then I start clearing my mind, bringing more emotional control. Thereafter, I'll do a little bit of yoga. Maybe I'll do a little bit of stretching. I'll do some bridges. I kind of need it now. I've been sitting. But I'll sit down. And I'm by no means physically built. You see my genetics, my dad's genetics. And I played Division I soccer, if that says anything. But I stand there. After that, I get on the ground and I'll do some positioning and I'll stretch out my muscles and do things. After the water's already been going through my vertebrae, it's been going through my discs, and everything's been unlocked. And then I'll go ahead and do my push-ups, and then I'll do some meditation. I'll just sit there and do meditation for as long as I need to, and then get up. And then maybe I go into, on a Monday, I'll do weights, low weights, more resistance. And then maybe on the next day, I'll do some cardio in the morning. And then today, it's a Thursday, I'm going to do lower body in about an hour to 2. And then tomorrow, I go out and walk, and then I do my jog. I feel the power in my legs. Saturday, it's a break. Sunday, I go into maybe a little bit of weights. I don't really do weights at all. Then I go on a jog. I go on a walk. I go on a clearance. I go and I thank myself and everybody for the week that it's been and the week that it could be. And I don't think too much about it forward, but I'm out there on the track. I'm out there walking, jogging it. I'm that person who I want to go on my own. If I'm with somebody, great. But I do things usually for, like, I want to adventure out and just walk and clear my mind. I'm very, very, like, old at my age. My old soul at heart. Love rock and roll. I like all that stuff. Yeah, if you want to increase your sources of income, man, this is a topic for another time. But do you have something specific you want to get into? Oh man, I can go on and on. Stocks plummeting in certain areas, but stocks, I've yet to get even deeper into crypto, Bitcoin and all that, but I'm so busy right now with my other businesses, I don't even find the time for it right now. My dad will be like, hey, have you invested another amount of money into Bitcoin? He's into that. He's into following things. And he watches videos from people from El Salvador because he's Salvadorian. And he updates me with what's going on. But when I get a chance to, I will come back to it. But I would recommend affiliate marketing for sure. But more so a lead generation business. Yeah, there are many. Affiliate marketing, promoting other people's products and services. I have my own products and I've created some things, but you don't have to start off that way. You can grow into it. You don't have to. But really, I've nailed this down in the health space as well as in the showing people what systems I used for my health affiliate marketing business, my digital marketing agency, and a few other ventures. So I have that experience, not like these people who are like, here, just go buy this course from me. I actually go into those courses and I see how they can be applied to my other businesses. And then I may come back to you and I'll show you. or I'll say, hey, these are the Z results, or these are the things that I recommend about this course and how I was able to use it. Here's how you may be able to. But I also have health affiliate marketing. I help people out with their back pain. I have promoted and sold a lot of supplements, a lot of products, pain relief products, not just masking the symptoms, but actually going through the diagnosis. For those of you wondering, that just masking the symptoms only creates a longer term problem. Chiropractic care, acupuncture, when it's right in place to do those things. But a lot. Organic methods, they really do help. But yes, I'm more in depth than what you guys see. And the thing is, with these services, you don't have to have your own product, but you guys have to understand how to promote, how to market. If you just go out there and say, here's my product, here's social media, you might get one or two, very lucky, but it won't be consistent. So you have to learn how to leverage. So if it takes you building a Facebook page to then run advertisements because the algorithms and the reach isn't so, I'll go to that in a second, isn't so friendly at giving you reach, then you might have to run ads and season that Facebook page in that account, that pixel, and then target another group. And then from there, that shows more credibility. That's what we're building, is credibility. And then when you go out there to market, it's going to be more effective. You're going to build your personal and business brand much quicker. But first of all, you got to focus on selling the products. There's the three. There's selling, there's building in the front, and then there's the leading. You first have to learn how to sell, to then build, to then lead. You can't just try to lead without being able to sell. You can lead if you have experience. That's what I recommend. That's always giving you an advantage to own the product, to have the experience with those products. You can go ahead and build now your business. You can build your personal and business brand. And so with those components in, you'll strive. And the product is what we focus on a lot of the times in the beginning. And I try to maximize on helping you. What niche do you want to get into? But more so, what's the product? Is it a baby formula? Is it for pregnant mothers, for mothers who were recently pregnant, who are recovering? Or it could be a lot of different subjects, not just that one. And I go, okay, what would be the specific product market fit for that person or your dream customer? And then we reverse engineer and we say, okay, what kind of problems, what kind of pain points, what solutions, what are they looking for? What are the results? And you find something around that and figure out how you can relieve them of their pain, and how big of a pain, how big of an issue. There's a lot more things that we have to look at. And then during that process, we're discovering your niche. You're working with pregnancy mothers who are around the age of 20 to 25, who are no longer in-house with their own parents. I don't know. They have 2 to 3 kids. But more so, what do they think? What are their aspirations? What are their values? That's what you need to hone down on and see, okay, what are they trying to fix? Why are they trying to fix it? That's also most important. Like, okay, they want to get better. They want to heal faster. But what are they trying to accomplish also by healing faster? Now they have a wedding to go to. So you're going to focus on pregnancy mothers who are looking to go to an event, go to a specific wedding, going to a concert. They want to get back into fitness. Mothers who are suffering in pregnancy, but their background is in fitness. So you work on people who are in the health and fitness space, who are pregnant mothers, who then are recovering at what stage. And then from there, you focus on targeting that specific group. And that can take a certain amount of skill set that I have already. I built that over time. But then you start figuring out the veins of where they are, and you start marketing to them correctly. So if you feel more comfortable with social media, do you feel more comfortable with a podcast, with a blog? That's what I feel comfortable with most. Video, you can combine some of these in time and being more omnipresent. What works right now, if I were to recommend this, is doing a reel on Facebook. You get a lot of reach. One of my videos went for over 300,000 views. I don't mean that to say like, whoa, no. It's impact for me. It's not views. That's great. More reach, it's better. It can help out a lot more people. But it also creates a whole share. If somebody believes in you and what you're doing, like a lot of people do in me now, they know I'm not fake. Others would just comment, "No, this person's a BS." Feel free to think so. If you ever need my help, is it okay if I reach out to you? Or you can reach out to me. That's how I can leave it at. So figure out the product, figure out what the problems circulating around that product or the person would have around and wanting to purchase that product. Focus around the offer that you will create around that product, not just the product itself. If a pregnant mother is looking for a manual, but you're selling her a course on I don't know, how to relieve certain pain, but they need a manual that can show them step by step, or they need a blueprint, or they need an additional item on top of that. Then you're creating something that's irresistible now. You're not commoditizing that product. That's what I do. I have offers that are bigger than anything. And so if I know a person wants to supplement that is going to heal their back pain, it comes with fibrin, proteolytic enzymes, and this is one that I work on hard. And I know what that proteolytic enzyme, that one specific one, will do, how it's derived from a specific ingredient, bromelain, pineapples, papain, and a few other things. I know who my specific person needs to be to order to purchase that type of product. What is the right fit? Who is the right fit for my product? You don't want to answer to all. You can start moving and branching out, but you want to focus. You want to get specific. Yes, I can help with car hauling. Do you know? Are you asking if I have worked in car hauling? Not specifically. I have friends though, and I know certain people that are my friends that know a person, of course. But if you're asking if I can help get funding on car hauling, yes. For specific equipment, funders, some of them don't want to work with car hauling, even trucking, any kind of trucking. But there are some that will. Does anybody have any comments, questions, concerns? You guys are probably like blown away a little bit, like, damn, this guy knows more than just funding. Telling you guys, I'm that guy you'd see in a, I don't want to use the word bar. Don't really go out of my way to do all that. Younger 20s, yeah, very different. But I'm that guy you really see in a room and you don't see him at the same time. Probably going for that nice chiseled guy who speaks your language and can speak so well, and nothing against that. But where I come from is a very like thinking mindset. I think a lot. I overanalyze, like some of you may. And yeah. Good question. And it's always the recurring theme. Understandable. But bio, link, click, questionnaire, fill out, evaluate, analyze, response back via email, best funding option and options. You can get started right then and there. Thank you. And you are welcome. Appreciate you too. Truly, I do. I'm not saying that just to say it. You know how some people just let me get it out. Appreciate you. Thank you for your sincerity, your comments, your questions, your way about it. Hopefully you guys see this though. A lot of people do. And initially they go, "You doesn't want to get a call with me? I don't want to work with him." You didn't even get to take the time to know the person. And that's how you're acting. I can tell you how many times people email me or send me text, "How can I get 500,000? Hi to you too. How are you doing? I'll do it because I show compassion for people. I don't care if you're upset or something. You could be the worst. I'll still show compassion because I know showing you anger doesn't do any good. Bashing you down doesn't do any good. I will never do that. But I'm going to show compassion because you've probably been misled or that's just who you are. But hey, look, regardless of that, I'm just going to put my hand over your shoulder. And I'm here. I care. It's okay. See, we're not even talking about business. I'm here. It's okay. I'm the easiest person to get along with. But a lot of people want to make their lives, my life, like a living Hell. No. Go somewhere else. Appreciate you guys. I don't know if anybody shared the room, but if you did and I missed it, appreciate you too. Thank you. We're getting towards the end of this. 30 more seconds. Does anybody have anything? See, a lot of you can't put your money where your mouth is. A lot of you guys say one thing and do another. Again, I'm not trying to bash you down or anything. It's just a character flaw. Don't tell that to me just because I need to hear that. quiet. You don't even have to bring that up. We shouldn't even have had a conversation. Yes, Michael, I'll contact you in 2 weeks. I follow up with you, or in a day, yeah, I'll follow up. Just leave me a text message, or hey, I'll get back to you. Stubborn as hell, people. I don't deal with that. I don't need to be dealing with that. At this point in my career, in my other businesses, I don't need to be dealing with that. You can go to somebody who's more or less experienced. Usually the less experienced are willing to take that. But they might not know what they're doing, or they might not know as much. So just be very careful. 15 more seconds. Does anybody have anything? If not, we'll get going. No. Shouldn't matter. The only way I can see it, well, it depends on the service. If this was 0% interest, yeah, having an LLC is much better than just having an EIN. You want to have an LLC, S Corp, C Corp, some form of incorporation. It helps to get better approvals. But you'll have to get approvals for each and every one of them. If they're different entities, which they are, however you have that set up. But it just depends on that business and the structure of it. And it can only maximize the amount you'll get, too. More history, the better. Thank you, Nicole. And that's what I saw. I saw a notification. Let me check. I did see it, though. 1 second. Yeah, and I remember things, Nicole. I knew this was it. But just so you know, and we've been speaking about this today, you've been following me, or you probably came in towards the tail end of this. See, this is a situation where you do need to get a cosigner, or you need to get if there's an equal establishment or some kind of other entity or another person who has a percentage of the business and they have stronger credit, then we can use a credit partner or guarantor. But with what you're listing, yeah, unless we do an equity crowdfunding or we do a Kickstarter program, or you're open to doing 401k IRA or home equity lines of credit or home equity loans, don't expect to get this option, because you have right now about subprime credits. Subprime, yeah, it's a crime. Subprime, it should be a crime. Subprime credit is one where we can't really do much to get you much unless you try to go towards your own bank. You go to another bank you're associated with, but even then it's difficult with your credit reports. And if you were to get anything, you're probably getting a lot less, and you just racked up an inquiry that you didn't want to do, but you had to. So if we got to look at 401k, that's not credit driven, and we could do a 401k rollover into another account. There are certain things there that take time, but with what I'm seeing, it's going to be difficult. Like, this is a situation, guys, where like I can try to help if you guys need help with credit repair or whatever it is, but it's going to be difficult if you don't want to look at other ways. Like, no lender. I had a person the other day who says they're a broker. They sent me their file. No. Then they're trying to get it where they can take it to like a direct personal loan lender where they just deal with personal loan debt, not used for business. They're like, well, if they told them they're just using it for home improvements or something just on their personal side but not for business, do you think they can get approved? The majority of the time, no. They'll discover that. And they could cancel things and it wouldn't look good. Probably not. Thursdays I catch up a little bit at night. I don't want to say yes, Nicole. I actually have to. Oh, David. Yeah, I said I would be getting back to David earlier, and I got quite busy. But I got somebody else I need to send. He has Strong credit. I got to send them this email. I told them I would. If I didn't do it last night. Good. Yeah. I would agree with them. You're in the process of having your credit repaired, though. Yeah. Focus on that. By when do you think it would be reporting or higher score, I should say? I mean, that's sometimes hard to predict. But I'll ask people, like, when will this be fully reporting? And they'll give me an answer. They usually know things. And then from there, I can kind of gauge where we are in the process. Okay. Yeah, like right now, how it's looking, like I honestly don't want to be that guy. Believe me, I never want to be that guy. But I have to say, it's just not right now. If I could go lower, yeah, there's some things where we can do six, subprime, I'm going to say. But we're not maximizing, and you probably want to turn to your bank for a home equity line of credit, home equity loan, something shorter where they're probably going to give you a minimum amount. Yeah, but grants are also hard. You can look at those. I'm not going to get into specifics, but those even are harder to get approved for nowadays. So much competition. Do you have a 401k? I get that for the home part, but 401k, IRA, stocks. If you have stocks, we can work on that. Emergency ERS funds, retirement funds, even those are kind of hard to take out of though. Anything else that you can convert into liquid cash to have on hand to help? I mean, it's like that. I'm just not going to be saying, hey, I'm not going to see what I'm doing. I'm not giving you guys misleading information. Yeah, come sign up for a revenue-based loan. Or just sign up. I'll let the experts do it. Just sign up with this application and just totally, There's people who do that. We'll never know. Just submit the application. We'll find out. Totally, dude. Get out of here. And so, yes, I'm not like that. Great. So here, if we have a Miles in here watching, or Miles probably came in from one of my other sources, great example here. Not going to say their actual credit or anything. All right, perfect. Here we go. So, yes, they found me online. Internet search, they put how he found out about us. I can find out other ways of tracking. So I see they're applying for a personal/startup loan. And the amount that they're requesting here, it's about 140, 150,000. Let's just say that. Their credit, strong 700 and above. Already looking good. Drop down, what do they need to use the funds for? Purchasing equipment. What business industry are they in? Trucking. Okay, very hard to lend, especially startups, harder nowadays, higher down payment. So if they don't have a down payment, they also filled out this form. So they don't want to go traditionally through equipment financing, yet they could, but we don't want to cause any problems with the down payment. We don't want to, it could stretch out the terms 1 to 5 years, but a personal loan can also do that 1 to 5 years, sometimes 3, 5, 7 years, depending on the term loan. But here, I will position it for them when I reply back to them. They haven't already submitted my application, because I can allow you to do that. Go here. Yeah, Miles Warren, there he is. My guy. You ain't even have to ask for it. He knew what he was applying for. Bada boom, bada bing. Got it done. See, that's what I mean. I don't have to be on a call with everybody. Now, there's certain people that I do, and it has to make sense. But this person found me online, filled out my form. I directed them to where they needed to go, because based on what they filled out and what I felt was right, and if they filled it correctly, they can also get started. Boom, done. Already in the application. We're going to go review. Once this is all done, what I do on my back end is I go review, and I'll look at things, and then I'll look at it with my team, and blah, blah, blah. Boom. More feedback from the underwriter. Next step. Done. Simple. Boom. Walk in, walk out. Done. Funding. But they're not just applying anywhere. They're applying with what's best. They're applying with the best. And I know it's hard to see that in the beginning, but you guys will understand that. No stocks or 401. Okay, got it. Yeah, so it's going to make it a little bit more harder to leverage. A home, that's probably where you're going to have to depend on, collateralize. You are welcome. Does anybody else have anything? Let's keep it rolling. You guys have anybody you guys want to share the room with? I have time. Thursdays are my heavier days. I have to send David an email. I got quite a few more things. Hopefully, I'm going to get out of here by 4. I don't think music gets in the way. I think I did it once and it wouldn't work. It worked. Sometimes the music. I don't want it conflicting with the. I don't want there to be like an infringement or copyright. I don't think that would happen though. Yeah, Divi's a good one. It's a toss-up though with your credit and what you're trying to get repaired and removed. I would wait for that. Probably apply to them when that's cleared. And I know it's 3 months, but that's what I would do. I would wait so you can get the maximum amount. So I'm on my Spotify right now. I'm just putting on some music. And I'm searching on there with different artists. Listening to a lot of Chris Cornell stuff, Pearl Jam, Eddie Vedder, Soundgarden, Audioslave. I'll go to the comments in just 1 second. I'm going through this on Spotify. Okay. Yeah, and it's one that I recommend, Divi, for sure, to take a look at. How extensively have you looked into it, though? Have you done much with that? I'm looking through an email. Okay. Yeah, and then certain things are hard with credit cards because we want to get what's the best. Like we want the American Expresses of the world, but we can't get them. We want corporate credit cards, but we can't get them. So just keep in mind that you're getting that with Divi, and if it's not structured correctly, aside from credit, they're not really going to lend you that card. But there's a lot more. Do the 2 at the same time. I always have a lot of people who do that. I always recommend doing the 2 at the same time. So if you're fixing your personal credit because it's personal and business are separated, then yes, you can do the 2. I always recommend people do that. There's people who will do personal credit, and then they'll also do the vendor credit, and then they'll start doing credit lines or credit lines to vendor credit. So you definitely would want to do the 2. That's what I recommend. Speed up time too. Anybody else? Excuse me. Before I answer that, let me move up here. So one thing I do want to highlight now that we were on the subject on business credit cards, you just make sure you guys have an optimized credit profile. With the Divvies, the American Expresses of the world, they will automatically a lot of the times decline you without good credit, strong credit, like not just subprime credit. And there's things on the reports. It goes with just all those higher tier cards. With DNB, you can check. Now, if there's nothing reporting, then you won't be able to. So you want to be listed with Dun & Bradstreet. There's other ways of monitoring your credit too. I don't want to get into all that with NAV and checking business credit scores, but that's one way to do it. There's other multiple ways. There is credit monitoring in other circumstances that are better. And then you have anytime you guys are looking at your personal credit, make sure you guys are monitoring that. You guys probably know how to do that. But checking your FICO 8s, checking your FICO 9s, FICO 10s, etc. But making sure you do a 3 Consumer Credit Bureau check pull. You guys can do that through annualcreditreport.com as well. Go through FICO, my FICO, and look at these. I've asked people that when I go, okay, do you have credit on all 3? Is it a 700 and above? Oh, they only know 2. So they need to get it from TransUnion. All right, they're going to do a checkup on it, and then they'll let me know, or whatever that one is. Okay. How much have you gone through their site on? See, look, when I type it in, watch. So there are a couple of ways, before I even mention that I've done and I know can work. And there are multiple ways. It's not only, you can't only discover it through them, but this is one that I've used. I know you have to get an account under them and you have to pay for certain things. I won't get into the pricing on it, but you can do it through Experian. Go through your Experian business credit scores, and then you can find more of that information out. That's one way of doing it. I'm playing a song right now I want to change. Probably not most appropriate. From the man, Chris Cornell himself. There's an email here. So yeah, it's very simple. I mean, there's different ways of looking at it and purchasing that report to get access to your paydex score. Does anybody else have any questions? Okay, I think that's where I'm going to end it, guys. Oh. You too. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Yeah, make sure you look at those scores, get that credit repair, and then come back. Because things like Divvy, I mean, yeah, you can give it a look, but I know they might not even be accepting. And it's not a lower tier. It's not even a credit builder card. So if it's not a credit builder card, it's really going to be difficult. But that will be everything. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Like always, I just had that on my mind. I was thinking about certain business credit cards. I was saying that. I was thinking about a Capital One credit card. That might be one you guys want to look at. But to get started in doing things. But that is everything. Appreciate you all. Yes, thank you too. And have a great day, everybody. Enjoy. The sun's coming through here in Washington, bipolar weather. But appreciate you all. Thank you for tuning in. Description, bio for all information. And I will talk to you all on the next one. Take care. Bye.